Hello, everybody. This is Norlinda's husband. I've stolen everything, and I need to tell the other side of most of these stories. The first story is relations. Relations are us. Someone should have told me, but nobody can tell you the truth. Nobody wants to know the truth. Someone should have told you. They're going to keep their family. You have to get along with them, whether you like them or not. Now, let me explain the like them or not. If you start off having problems at 19 and then you become 59 and you still have problems, it's because you didn't start off with the first thing first, making an understanding. Now, you have to understand, fathers love their daughters, boys love their mothers. Our job is to let them know that we're going to love them more than they can possibly understand. My first thing I used to tell my boys, and I meant it, because I'm sneaking with this podcast altogether, because she doesn't let me talk. She wants to tell me the world is great. The world is not great. There is your side, my side, and then there's still the truth. The bottom line is, you've got to find a medium. You've got to become closer to theirs. You've got to find a way to make sure they understand that if there's a bullet coming, I will definitely die for mine, which is theirs. They don't trust us because they can't trust any man. Men, they say, are like dogs, so we just roll around. But it's not like that. I was getting ready to make some t-shirts up and call it, "Oh, Baby Daddy Day." There would be people on every dang corner. But fathers get the short end of the stick because we get the short end of the stick. Look what you did. And I say shit like, look what you kept. It's irrelevant. Our job is to understand them, walk with them, back them up. I've never been friends with my outlaws. Yes, and I call them outlaws because they've never been friends with me. You need to find a medium. And the medium is our wives, our children, and everything we do every single day. Is fight as hard as possible to make sure they have the best life that we can give. And then we fight a little bit harder so they understand what we're fighting for. Now, there's times where their opinions and ours will never match. It just won't. It's not supposed to. You can't put two pluses together and get it right. You need plus and minus. You need your opinion and my opinion. Every now and then we see it. I've got a couple men that I respect so much because their wives go off and go where they want to, and they're there like it doesn't really matter, because it doesn't. All that matters is when we wake up tomorrow, we're together. My boys don't understand how I made it this long. And like I told them, I still, every single day, am trying to get to know your mother. You never know a person until you spent all that you can on them, and then you still got to spend some more. Time, effort, oh God, it ain't even about money. Because if you're broke, they don't leave you. If you fall, they don't leave you. The only person that can make you leave them is yourself. Oh, and yes, trust me. They look at all the little naked little creatures out there, and they be like, "Oh my God, you're looking at it." And I'm like, what is to look at? There is nothing new. The only thing is new is the imagination that you have in your heart when you look at somebody that you've been with for 40 years and you say, you still look the same. Because they do in your heart. It's not about shape, size, where you live. It's not about how much money you have. I've seen some of the poorest people in the world live such a great life because they are together. I've seen people pick berries and cherries out of trees and survive the winter with logs in the damn fireplace. Most of us don't understand what the plus and minus mean. You can't pull yourself together unless you are together. And you can have the same opinion, and one can't matter more than the other. Because together you make it right. I have a son now that is in turmoil, wondering how we made it. Damn it, I tell him I don't know how I made it. Every day, your mother drives me crazy. And I will be so hurt if I didn't have that crazy behind me, or next to me, or talking to me, or in my ear, or saying that, well, your people aren't this and my people are that. That's irrelevant. The only thing that matters is together. We're at a time of serious turmoil. Serious turmoil. People don't see each other like they used to. People see black, white, green, yellow. Where did you come from? What side of the track you lived on? You look at people and you don't understand. We're all the same people. It's not how big the house is, how great your swimming pool is, or what swimming hole you go to. It's that you go together and you make sure they understand. The fight doesn't stop. The fight is something that you almost enjoy because you will not quit. It doesn't matter how many diapers you change or who makes the most money. It's just that we do it together. You know, I know they've got to this point where they keep talking to us about uh, us and them, but there are no us's and them. There's just all of us. All right. If you have the degree and you're making the cash and somebody is taking care of yours, I mean, men feel, as they want to use this really technical word, demasculated. There's nothing about masculating. I've changed diapers, I wash walls, I clean floors, I wash toilets, I do whatever's necessary for my family. Sometimes only one of us can go, and we need to make sure that the best one that can make the best opportunity for us goes to this next level. But people don't like next levels. They like to be in control. Her people don't like my people. Hell, I used to tell people, well, my daddy was a hoe. And they like, huh? But the bottom line is, you stop where they start, you fight like hell for them, and you grow better. They always think that the people with the best opportunities get the furthest, and they don't. Without the struggle of fighting for tomorrow, how the hell do you appreciate today? Now, I stole my wife internet little hookup so I could say what I wanted to say without her here. All right, we've seen some good friends stand, some great friends quit, and everybody's talking about their best life. But your best life is usually together. It is. Okay, so I done made $1 billion and I got everything. Now I can do whatever I want. We've watched all these entertainers and all these money people crumble because it's not about money, it's about the love in your heart. When was the last time you just sat there and smiled by yourself, thinking about that person, which is usually our persons, that made you get that smile? You're by yourself. Nobody's looking. Anybody's, well, what's going on? You just have to be there. You just have to be there. Too many people make excuses, and it's too easy in this world to quit. Real men don't quit. Real women don't quit. A little girl came up to me and she asked me, what would it do for you to quit? And I said, give me about 25, 30 years. When I finish raising these kids, I'll be right there. That should have been funny to most of us because the bottom line is anybody that you love, that you say you love, you're going to do as much possible to make sure their life is best as possible, like you're doing at home. There's no better place than home. And a few little kids that we picked up along the way, forget a few little kids, a lot of kids. They come by and they look and they be like, "You and your wife are still together?" And I'd be like, "Where else would I be?" There is no greater joy in your life than waking up every day, seeing yours wake up with you. Okay, times have changed. Remember when Elvis was dirty? Then Prince became dirty. Now, hell, half the things they wear right now look like underwear. I told this little girl the other day, "Oh my God, that is such a beautiful dress." But I remember when there was a slip, she went, "Huh?" It's the truth. Times have changed, our values change, and we're the old people now, those that are still left. And the other ones, we worry about them. They've got to the point to where we can't say this, we can't say that, and everybody's mad. And it's the same madness that corrupted most kingdoms, hell, a lot of countries. I mean, I don't understand the Second World War. I don't understand the difference between you and them because to me, we all look alike. Now, mind you, some of us grew up different. We appreciate things differently. I had a grandmother, good Lord. She would bring stuff home and we ate. And when I found out what it was, I was just shocked. But those were their survival techniques because we did whatever we could to take care of home. And that's the only thing that matters. You know, everybody want to love and fall out of love and want something different or think something's better over there. But as an old man said, Bernie Mac, for 50 pumps, count it if you ain't got shit to do. I had to say that because my wife's not here and this probably will be edited later. But all I wanted to say to all of you, you look at one side, look at the other. Always look at the other. Because if you're the only one right, there's something wrong. Because in order for us as human beings, as fathers, as mothers to get together, our job is to raise these kids. Not to let AI raise them or these telephones or these fancy cars, but to spend time with them because our children only need time. It's the one thing that most, with everything, would tell you all they want. Time. To have time, you got to give time. You got to appreciate time. Because when it's over, all those old people just say, "I wish I had more of it." It's the difference of anything, is to spend time with them. I used to get the boys up in a snowstorm or they tell us everybody to hide and hunker down and all that. And I say, "Come on, we getting in the car. We can ready to go for an adventure." And I'd take them to parks. We'd dig a hole. I'd send them to everybody's little campsite and pick up coals and we'd throw it in. And I bought, hot dogs or something. And we had to put sticks in them and roast them over a fire. They didn't know that was survival techniques for if you're out and about. To them, it was an adventure. We've given them so much internet access, downstreaming, AI, but all 90% of our children want is just a little time. We're getting a little bit sorry as we get older because everything's easier. We're letting everybody educate them but us. We're letting social media. Social media? What the hell is social media? Another reason why you're walking into walls because you're not looking up. It's different. The fight is not about Democrat, Republican, independent. It's about home. And I'm so sorry to say it's all about home. I fought like nobody's business to become better than my father. Everybody want to say, "Well, I didn't have a great childhood. They didn't love me." Did you love yourself? And when you love yourself, you've learned from your experiences. If yours wasn't right, then your job is to be better than that spirit. I've heard too many people tell me about, well, my daddy wasn't there. Okay, so what did you want? You wanted him to be there. So you walking away, you want to justify it because he walked away or she walked away or what they did was sell drugs or make their money the wrong way. Every time somebody makes money putting somebody else in a bad situation, all it does is crumble our spirit. And then you become even more crumbled. I made sure I became everything my father wasn't. I made sure I became everything that I wanted them to be. I once told him before he passed, this is the part where I'm supposed to say God rest his soul, but I'm hoping he's there when I get there. I hope he said the right words that he got there. I hope there is some place where we all get to go. But I told him, thank you for making me the best father I could be. He looked at me with starry eyes like, what do you mean? I got brothers and sisters everywhere. We're still getting together. This man was so good at what he did. He got caught with another woman, went to the damn jail, picked the child up, and dropped it at another one, and they kept it. The man should have been Pimp Chronicle. But when I told him, I said, thank you so much for making me the best father I could be. He looked stunned. He's like, what do you mean? I said, because I do everything I wish you had done for me. When my boys went to school, I was a father on a mission. I was there to pick them up. I talked to teachers. You don't need parent-teachers conference. You need every time you see them. Talk to me about what I love the most. Tell me how I can help. All right. They don't get paid enough to do what they're doing, but at the same time, you want them to raise what you don't have time for. Go in the book bag. The personal space we had was getting home. Anything in this house was mine. Well, you're violating my rights. You ain't got no right. You have the right to survive me. And if you give up that right, I'll kill you. You know, that's the story we tell. But it's also the truth if you know you're raising the devil. And you know those people. You know. I've heard too many people say what you owe me. The only thing that you owe is to yourself to do the best you can for our children. Because it's not about today, it's about tomorrow. And right now, I know very few children that can clean greens or make butter or know how to skin something to eat. There are no lessons learned. When the stores closed, you're like, what are we gonna do? The lights went out. When my lights used to go out now and then, we did board games. You heard about that. It's board games, not internet. But 90% of these kids don't know what to do without their phone. We think we're giving them something, but we're enabling them. We're tracking them. We're subjugating them to what Google says is right or wrong. When was the last time your best friend lived next door? Now we're scared they'll get on the internet and their best friend is a pedophile 2,000 miles away on the way saying how much they love them. That's crap. All right, there's a time for intelligence and there's another time for family. A family needs to get back together, not to be scared, not to be worried. Shoot. The first time I bought my son a car, he was 16. And I got him the car because the school he was going to was across the damn city. And I wanted him to get off that side of the city. And I fought my wife tooth and nail about where he was going. See, because when we send our kids with everything we got, thinking we've got the handle on making sure they're more than us, we lessen them. Because the other kids without look at them like, ooh, My son told me he was a big worm when he was in school. And I told him, no, you were a damn guppy and you just had sharks around you, which were me, your mother, all the friends that we had, and wherever we could go. But at 16, he was flying airplanes and doing things that we only dreamed of. And we saw all of that potential. But the potential doesn't matter if they don't want it. And it's things that we want. I want a doctor. All right, we have 90 doctors out there, 90% of them, to me, that are there because they're here to make money. When you're doing things for other people, it needs to be about getting it right. Nobody asks a doctor, oh, okay, when did you graduate? First, second, third in class, or 229? But the person that fights the hardest to get it right, that makes the innovations, well, innovate, I don't know, I said the word wrong, that makes the changes that we need because they're past the few pennies, that loves what they're doing. We have too many people that are doctors and nurses and they hate it. They hate it because they were here to make money. They don't have any love for it. We have too many people that just live by what they think we want to hear. Hurts my feelings when I see our children the way they are now. And I know, shoot, come on, I come from the days of Prince. Oh! And, oh, he's too wild, or he's too this, or he's too that. I watch cartoons where let the kids be kids. You shouldn't tell them who they are. You shouldn't throw out, you could be this. When I was little, I was scared to death of girls. I would cross the damn street. It seems so easy to say, okay, you're going to be on this side because you know these people. Just let them be kids. You know, let them play, let them work. You don't have to make them feel embarrassed about anything. They'll pick who they want to be. But in order to pick who you want to be, you have to be the person picking. I've seen kids that say, well, oh, she want to be a he and he want to be a she. That's irrelevant. The thing that they taught us first was clean your room and close your door. And then when they come out, they be who they are. I used to tell my boys, okay, you can be the tattoo brother, but when you put on a suit, you need to be corporate. You need to walk in, you need to walk the walk, talk the talk. I want to express myself. Who gives a hamburger who you think you are? Only you. You've got to find a way to make the medium. Your lifestyle and my lifestyle shouldn't make a difference. Religion shouldn't make a difference. Because at the end of all of them, all I see is praise the Lord. And I don't care what you call it by, as long as you call it. Oh, my favorite movie, and I know I'm probably not supposed to say this. Any given Sunday, the priest says, there are no atheists in foxholes. When bullets are coming over your head or you're your most scared times, if you don't say God, you say mama, you say daddy, you say what's in your heart. But everybody want to act like it's irrelevant. When I was in school, I'm sorry about this noise in the background. I think they're tracking me. I have to go now. And remember, I would deny any knowledge of this conversation because I stole her podcast to just tell everybody, stop listening to everybody and listen to yourself. And, have some fun while you're doing it. Oh, spent a couple months in the hospital. And the lady that gave breathing treatments to a lot of people, she always looked at me and said, why do you always have a Batman by you? And I said, because that's a superhero I have to be. Batman is a man. Batman is a person that finds a way, picks up what he can, does with whatever resource he has, and survive. I can identify with him. I can't be Superman. I can't fly. The Flash, I can't run that fast no more. I lost half a foot. But right now, I can find a way. Batman embodies that to me. As well as, he doesn't kill because that's part of the code. And what our children need to do is get back to the part where there was a part of our code. You know, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, YMCAs, you know, they always find the worst of everybody to scare us. But they can't scare us if we are there. You never send your children without you being there. You never watch somebody and give them total control. Because the only person that you could ever trust is the love you have for them. And you have to watch. And you have to be vigilant because they've made it too easy for the bad guys to get in. Like right now, I'm sure there's a few bad guys listening to me. And I hope they get better. And I hope, well, you know, by bad guys can't be boys and girls. But you shouldn't hurt anything. You should never hurt anything that you say you love. Because that's part of being family. A father, a mother, and the evilest word I know, baby daddy. It just drives me crazy. That's my baby daddy. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? Either it's his father or it's not. But they cut the words up. You know, children have got to the point where entertainment is all they see. Oh, I want J-Lo's lifestyle. Oh, I want Beyonce's lifestyle. Oh, I want to be. Look, be yourself. I've had days with nothing, and they were the greatest days of my life. I've had days where I've had everything and depressed as hell. I always used to say that thing about the rich don't inherit the earth because they miss the things that most of us have on a regular basis, and that was just love. But I remember playing outside, and they sent us out to play. They didn't give us anything. They sent us out to play. And you couldn't go further. Greatest times of my life. Hopscotch, volleyball, frisbee, athletics, or just sitting on the porch getting bit by every bug there was because that's as far as we could go. And looking forward to doing it the next day. Right now, cut off some of these phones, cut off some of these internets, turn out the lights, make a fire, get together, play a board game. My God, people don't even know how to play dominoes. And I was like, what are dominoes? It was the way I taught my kids math or got them interested in it. And it's a game. It's 5, 10, 15, 20. I mean, it gets them together. It gets you all together. Understand, you have to spend time with each one. You may have 1 to 10 kids, but everybody needs your singular time together. I mean, it makes a difference. I speak from not having the time and knowing that's what I wanted to make sure mine did. Now, at unheard of ages, they call home just to say how you feel, or they'll pop up when I least expect it. We don't play judgment. Oh, I left out. One of my boys came home and told me, I'm a polyamor. I said, what the hell is that? He said, well, you know, I have multiple partners and we all know about each other. And I said, oh, I'm old. We had one of those. Oh, we had those. He said, like, what were they called? I said, hoes. You can change the name. You can make it so it's socially acceptable. But the respect that you give yours is by 90% of the time just being yourself. You don't have to impose how you feel or your will on somebody else. It's not necessary. Okay? Because at the end of the day, it's only plus and minus. Okay, people. I think I've did enough, said enough. And she's going to probably edit 90% of this so nobody will hear it. But thank you all for listening. She's enjoyed the heaven out of this and stealing this one moment. I just wanted to tell you how much I appreciate all of you for listening to her. It's made her a better person to me. It made her feel like she could reach out. I'm quiet on most of them because I think because I'm a little bit more opinionated on a lot of things. Because having less makes you opinionated on more. But sometimes us with less need to listen more. As I said, my daddy was a hoe. And I am so happy to have had some time with him before he left and got to tell him things you need to. And I mean, talk. Not that ugly stuff, you ain't this, you ain't that. You talk to people, especially when they get to that point, as I would say, like me, where they're old and they think they've done stuff or they've made bad judgments. As long as they're still in your life, there's always chance, time, hope to change them. You know, there's this book they be passing around. I don't know if anybody heard about it because my mother-in-law, the preacher's wife, called me a heathen. I laughed so hard. And my wife got mad. She said, that wasn't respectful. I'm like, she called me a heathen. I'm seeing red flags on San Francisco. And towards the end, when she didn't even know who I was, I'd walk in and say, hey, Ma, it's your heathen. And she would smile so hard because she only said it to make me become better. You see what you want to see. You do what you got to do. And all they care about is you care about theirs as much as you care about yourself. And like I told the boys, until you find something that you love greater than yourself, you don't know what love is. Because Superman ain't nothing. Moving trains, bullets, please. I could pick up this house if mine was under it. And so could you. There are times, people, where we have to start trusting each other and trusting that we did a good job and they see how much it meant to us. You know, not just that, you know, you made it. Oh, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I'm Indian chief. That you just made it. And that you care about your kids as much as we care about them. Okay, I'm over my time limit. I always like to say, Salam alaikum, walaikum salam, alaikum, Muhammad Rasulullah. And I really don't know what it means. But, you know, when I translate it, it said, peace unto you and may peace be with you. Because no matter how we say it, we all say the same things. My favorite movie of all times is The Kingdom of Heaven. It's an old movie. And the man says, well, I went to where Jesus died and I've lost my religion. And the priest looks at him and says, I haven't heard that. He says, well, I'm outside of God's graces. And then he looks at him, he says, what God wants, he points to his heart and he points to his head. And you have the power every day to be a good man or not. Because see, that's the point of free will. Believe what you want to believe. Say what you want to say. But walk the walk that you expect everybody else to walk with you. Oh, podcast, somebody should have told me, and trust me, when she get this, somebody gonna tell me that your wife gonna kill you later. Love you all. Again, thank you for listening to her, and this is one of those few times that I'm about to run and hide because she's coming down the stairs. Everybody pray for me. Pray for me.
What are you doing?
Nothing, honey.
What is going on?
Nothing. The button. Could you push that off for me? Somebody should have told you.
Oh my goodness. What has he said?
Nothing.
Okay, I'm cutting it off. We'll see.
Pray for me.
Yeah, he is gonna need some prayer. The thing is, I'm gonna let him have his podcast. I am letting him talk to you and tell you exactly what he said. I'm not gonna bother it. I'm gonna let his voice be heard. But you can listen to me at Google Podcasts, Pandora, Listen Now, iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube. Just listen. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. And Lord, I don't know what he said, but I'm going to let him be heard. Thank you so much. We love you both. You can email me, especially if he says some crazy stuff, shtmpodcast@gmail.com. Looking forward to hearing from you guys, and looking forward to talking to you again later. Love you. Have a great day, a great week. Until I talk to you again. Someone should have told me. Have a great week. Bye.